we've forgotten what it feels like to feel when our nervous system is in balance and when we're calm, yet still alert and focused. So maybe you can recognize when you're stressed in your body. Here's some clues. When you're tired, what happens in your body? What do you feel when you're tired? What body sensations do you have? Mary Lee?
I have trouble with my sight. I have trouble focusing with my sight.
Yeah. What about you? What happens when you're tired? What do you feel in your body? Tammy?
Pain, aches,
Yeah.
body aches. Yes.
Yeah, right. Can be our bodies feel tired. Denise?
Agitated.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe your eyes feel heavy. You might rest your head on your hand. Those are some clues your body's telling you that you're tired. What about when you're happy? What clues do you have in your body that you're happy? iPhone. Yes, I don't know your name. Sorry, iPhone.
Barbara, I'm sorry, I just jumped on anyway. When I'm happy, I like to dance and listen to music. That I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, right? We want to move, want to get moving.
Yes.
And Chris?
I feel excited and move faster, talk faster.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we feel our face lift as we smile. Maybe we laugh easily. So the same thing happens when we're stressed. Our body is letting us know. And so we have to pay attention to those clues in our body that we're stressed. So let's just take an example. Let's just take a slow breath together and observe your muscles. Are they tense or sore? Is your stomach tight, cramped, or aching? Are your hands or jaws clenched? This could show that you're stressed. Observe your breath. You take a breath. Is your breathing shallow? If you place one hand on your belly and the other on your chest, can you see your hands rise and fall with each breath? Are you breathing mostly in your chest, up and down, or do you get some breaths into your belly? Or maybe you forget to breathe. You're not breathing at all right now. That's also common when you're stressed. So internally, we all respond the same way to the fight or flight stress response. Your blood pressure rises, your heart pumps faster, and your muscles constrict. So your body works hard and it drains your immune system. So this is why grounding is so important. Your brain doesn't recognize that you were triggered by something in the past. It only knows that right now it's happening again. And so grounding brings us back into the present time and takes us out of the nervous system response. So let's take a look at some things we can do to tie into these, to tune into these senses. So we're going to look at the different senses and how to use them. So the quick stress relief. And so let's look at the first one, sight. Here's some things you could do if you notice that you're stressed. This can help you quickly relieve stress just by looking around and using your eyes. Smell. Here's some things you can do for your nose. If you have essential oils close by, you can always rely on them. Grab your favorite smell, put it under your nose or in your hands so you can calm down quickly. Maybe you even diffuse your favorite oils to calm down. Touch. We can use our hands, we can use our body, our skin to calm down. These are some of the ways. And if you think of some of these things, they usually always work immediately. Touch is so fast when we're doing these things. And taste. That's something maybe we already go for quickly. Get a piece of candy, make ourselves a hot drink, chew on something that can help us to calm down by using our taste. Movement can also help us. Going for a walk, maybe using a stress ball, doing a stretch. These things can help us to calm down. And sound. Maybe you put music on, maybe you put the original songs on. Maybe you open the door and listen to nature. All these things can really help us. So any questions on any of these ways to calm down? Has anyone used them effectively? Barbara.
No, I haven't, but the question you just asked, I love to dance. So if I'm stressed, I always try to fix myself up a little prettier. I put some music on and I like the sound, but I just snapshot each one of these so I can go back and look at it later. Because I like every point that you just put out. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome to start using them. But yeah, dance and music, those are two great ones already. What about you, Chris?
I do all those things, but I don't think I'm stress relieving, but obviously I am. Like there's like 3 on each of your graphics. I do, but didn't realize I do it because it feels good. I didn't realize it was to relieve stress.
Like that.
Yeah, and maybe that's why you don't feel stressed a lot. You're already doing, it's built into your routine. And that's the greatest thing is when we can build it into our routine, that we just go to those automatically. Yeah. And Sun.
Hi. One of the things I like to do, the doctor wanted to put me on high blood pressure medicine. I was like, no. And so then I just did a little research, and I know that we are, live, but I wanted to find a protocol that was going to relieve me more intensely than, like lavender or just Valor. And so I started using Aroma Ease. And so that's my little thing that I do, like especially in the morning before the day gets going, in the evening. But even throughout the day, if I feel any sort of, where there's a mood swing or things are starting to shift emotionally, I just take it out. I can inhale it from the bottle. I can put it on, but I use it. That's the thing. I really like to use it. And so that has been my go-to since, honestly, not just that particular one, but when I'm feeling that way, that's my go-to. Use the oils. Don't just, look at them because the bottles are so pretty, but they have a purpose. And grounding for me is, it's one of my favorite things to do with the oils. That's what my draw is to them.
Yeah, I love Clary Sage for calming down too. Clary Sage is a great one. All right, did I see another hand? Someone else want to share what's helped them?
I think Barbara had her hand up.
Yeah, Barbara.
I was trying to put it down. That was from the first other question.
Okay.
But what did you say? Maybe I can say something. What was it?
Yeah, you already answered it. It was the same question. We're just going around. with more people's
Oh.
answers. Yep.
Okay, yeah, well, go ahead.
So I'm really happy to know that a lot of you already do these things. And you maybe already know that you need to ground more. I know for me, I've been working with grounding for years. And even when I do all of these techniques with oils, with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, with the breathing, I still had a really, really hard time. And so this is where this essential oil roots came in for me. This blend is amazing. I don't know if anyone has it close by. If you have roots close by. Yeah. So let's just take a smell of that. Let's take a sniff of roots.
I might be the only one who has it. I don't know. Anybody else have it? Nope. Here we go.
Okay.
Ah,
So can you identify, Chris, any of those oils that's in the blend?
yeah. I was going to do that later. After we're
Well,
done.
just by your smell, can you smell any?
It's deep. It's deep and it's earthy, of course, because we're talking about grounding.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And so you can, for me personally, when I started using roots, I was so much more in the moment. I could feel my body more than I had ever been able to feel it. I could feel that I needed water. I could feel that I needed to go to the bathroom. Whatever, all of my needs and all of my body sensations, I could feel them more because I was more grounded in the moment instead of in my head in the past or in the future. And so this has really, really helped me. So Chris, you're going to go through the oils later, so I don't have to go through them now.
Well, if you want to, you can, or if you want me to, I'll add whatever you don't do. I just had some extra things. I didn't know exactly what you're going to do, but feel free if you prepared it. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So it has myrrh oil, Idaho grand fir, sacred frankincense, angelica, balm of Gilead, and cistus oil. So that's the blend. So it's a lot of trees in there. And as we know, all trees have roots. And so it makes sense why this would work with our bodies the same way. And really when we use this oil and we ground and we take these deep breaths and we do our stress relief, and you can really sense that it's soothing you and getting you into the here and now. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. You could diffuse it to get into your inner strength. You could rub it on the bottoms of your feet. That's what I was doing. You could just put it on, just smell it straight. And you can kind of just envision yourself like as a tree, as the roots of a tree, how they hold up the tree, that you're being held up. You're being nourished. And you can feel the grounding of those roots. For sure, it's good when we are taking those deep breaths. Maybe we do some kind of meditation where we try to feel our body, feel what's going on, where we have pains, where we have emotions. This is the great way to use it. So I do have a video that I wanted to share of one of our experts in grounding. This woman is an author of the book It's Not Always Depression, and she developed the course that I teach, the emotions education course. And so this video is part of our course, and see if you can do it, see if it works for you. You might find something that you like, or you might want to join us in class. So let's watch that now.
I wanted to go over today
The
how
sound
I
is kind of
begin my
low.
sessions,
You might have to turn it up.
because this is something that everybody can do once or twice or 3 times a day to help settle, calm down, and check in with your own emotions, which ultimately is a good thing. Emotions biologically like to be named and validated and even experienced. If you can do that on your own, it aligns, it has something to do with the alignment of the left and the right brain. And I mean those terms loosely because it's not as concrete as that, but putting language on experience is very calming for the brain and the body. It likes that. So what I'd like you to do is get very comfortable, either in a chair or lying down where you can just listen to what I'm saying. And just put your feet flat on the ground and turn all your attention out of your head and just focus. I'm closing my eyes on the soles of your feet, sensing the ground underneath you. The idea here is just to notice that there is a ground underneath you. It is simply that, no more, no less. And as you do that, you can try to bring the full weight of yourself into your body. Often we can be spaced out and kind of out of body. You want to really become embodied and feel your weight and the gravitational pull to the ground. Excellent. Then slowly let your attention drift up so you become aware of the chair underneath the bottom of your legs, your bottom, and against your back. Right? There's no thinking here. It's just sensing against your skin the ground and the chair. Exactly. Now let's turn attention to the breath, and I want to teach you how to do deep belly breathing, which involves taking in a nice deep inhale and imagining that the air is going past your lungs into your hips and your belly. And when you breathe in, the way you know you're able to do this is your belly will come way out like a Buddha. And this can take practice, but I want you to put your hands on your stomach and practice taking in a breath where your chest stays down, but your belly comes out, right? And then you're releasing, you're holding for a beat, one beat, and then slowly releasing like you're blowing on hot soup, like when we were little and we wanted to cool down our soup. So it's like this. Big breath into the belly, hold, and as you do that exhale, you want to tune into your core, and you're using your lips and the rate of the exhale like you're tailoring it, trying to actively calm your body, slow everything down, slow your heart, which we can do with the breath, because what we're actually doing is stimulating the major nerve in the body called the vagus nerve, which goes to your heart and your lungs and your stomach and everything. So this is something that is free and easy, and you can do several times a day to take 4, 5, 6 deep belly breaths every day in this technique. Okay, so let's do this a few more times. Breathe in. And you can do it in the mirror. You want to practice not letting your chest, like most of us breathe like this. Okay, this is not what we want to do. We want to be still and let the belly come out. Hold and breathe out. Feeling each time we breathe, our body soften and relax and go limp. With each breath, we should feel a little more relaxed. Now, after about 5 or 6 breaths, what I'd like you to do is just turn your attention to your thoughts and just begin to notice the thoughts going through your head, like traffic. So you're watching the traffic, but you're not getting into the car, so to speak. You want to just notice the content of your thoughts, validate them, and come back. If you get carried away, as soon as you wake up and realize that you got carried away, come back to just noticing the content of your thoughts. But then relatively quickly, we want to come down below the neck where emotions live and just begin to notice and name any emotions that we are carrying with us right now, right here in the present moment. And we do this always with a stance of radical compassion for ourselves, curiosity, and doing the best we can to not judge anything that we notice. This is a practice in just being and allowing and noticing what's happening inside. And it's a practice in trying not to judge, but instead to be compassionate to ourselves. So as I tune in right now, I notice I feel relatively relaxed from doing this exercise. I also notice I'm a little excited. I can tell because there's a slight fluttering, and I have much to be excited these days because I have a book coming out in February, and it's heating up. So I'm aware that I'm living in a constant state of excitement that's teetering on anxiety. They're very closely related. But you may notice other feelings. You may notice some joy. You may notice sadness. You may notice a general feeling of anxiety. So just hover in your body for as long as you can stand as you breathe, and just try to name one emotion at a time. Try to put language on it. And on my website, I have lists of emotion and sensation words. So we want to try to put some language on what we're feeling the best that we can. There's no right or wrong here. It's just our subjective experience. And then we want to move on to the next, looking for the next emotion, putting a name on that, and the next, and the next. And if there's a lot that you're feeling inside, you want to imagine that you grow. We can use our imagination in all these amazing ways to help our mental health. You want to imagine that there's ever increasing space inside you so that each emotion is kind of lined up with a lot of space and air around it, so that they're not collapsed on each other, because that's also what causes us to feel anxious. So we just want to keep naming all that we can. And if you want to kind of go advanced, when you find an emotion, see if you can notice the physical sensations that let you know you're having this emotion, right? Because emotions are physical experiences that we come to over time recognize as emotions. So,
All right. So I hope that kind of gave you an idea of how to ground by a professional. And I also wanted to let you know that if you would like to learn more about grounding and labeling emotions and naming emotions, you're welcome to join the emotions education class. It starts next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it goes for 1 hour, and it's for 8 weeks, and it's only $75. So feel free to contact me for more information on that. But if you have any questions about roots or about anything we covered today, feel free to ask.
I think Tammy has a question. Yeah.
Yeah, Tammy. Oh, you're muted.
What did you say was in roots? The different things that were in it.
Okay, I'm going to do that in just a second. I'll go through that again.
Okay.
Any-
I like
anybody else?
that, but I think that's one I would like.
Okay. Anybody else have a question for Rebecca? Before we go on, go ahead, Mary Lee.
I was doing everything she said and I almost fell asleep.
Good. That's a good sign. You're not anxious then. That's really
I
good.
think the breathing thing is a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah. And Rochelle, you have a question for Rebecca?
Yeah, I had a question and a comment. First of all, I think I was breathing wrong all this time. I think I thought I knew how to calm myself down for breathing, and so clearly I was doing that wrong. And then I wanted to know, when you first started your journey, just basically with grounding, and how long do you feel like it took you to get to where you are now?
Well, I think it's like it is a journey, and a journey is ups and downs. And so I think that maybe today I'm doing great, and then tomorrow I'm really, really low. So I think it's hard to say that I mean, I know I've made progress. I know it's up and down, but then I am going up. But I'd say it is a work in progress, and it does take a long time. For me, it took months before I could feel anything in my body. I was completely numb. And so that is a work in progress.
Got it.
Thanks. So anybody else have a question for Rebecca? I'm just going to go a little deeper into the roots and then tell you about the second half of that collection called Wings. But if anybody else have a question they wanted to ask Rebecca before we went on? Oh, Dee has a question for you. I think you have to unmute yourself too, Dee.
I was thinking about, she was talking about the oils for that grounding. I didn't get any more. I only got one, which was Angelica.
Okay, I'm going to go through that. Let me just go ahead and go
But I can wait. I can wait.
no problem. I'm going to go through these, and I think Rebecca's still going to be here at the end. If you guys have questions, she'll still be here. Maybe you'll think of something in the process. But I'm just going to go a little deeper into this blend of oils called Roots. Like we said, this is half of a collection. First you ground and then you fly. So it's Roots and Wings. And these are sold, you can get them separate, but they're basically sold together. That's how I got them, as a collection from Young Living, to work together. So what's in this one that Rebecca was telling us all about to help us be more grounded? She told you the oils, but what do those oils do? So I found it very interesting. Like she mentioned, there's 4 trees in that blend. 4 trees, 1 flower, and 1 herb in that blend. So myrrh is the resin, of course, is from a tree. Cistus is also in there. Cistus is something that I have a scanner, and it kind of tells me what my body would like. And I scan a lot for cistus. At least I used to. I haven't seen it lately. But what is it? So I did all this research. I wanted to know what it is. It's the tree called the Rose of Sharon. They're big white flowers on the tree. And this tree, the oil itself helps you with self-awareness, helps you reflect on your life, and it's also a good skin oil. So cistus is one of the oils in there. Myrrh is another oil in there. Another tree that's in there, so cistus is the flower. They get cistus oil from the flower of that tree. Sacred frankincense is in there. Again, it's the resin from the tree. And we know this is an excellent oil for meditation, for thinking deeply, and it's also excellent for your skin. Idaho Grand Fir is in there. This promotes well-being, meditation, and interestingly, it's said to help you breathe deeper. So Idaho Grand Fir is another one in there. And to think clearer when you're getting deeper breaths. Angelica is another one in there. Angelica is from the root of an herb. I didn't really know what that was. So the oil comes from the root of the Angelica herb, and this helps us release negativity. So if we're being really negative, of course, these are all blended together. And last but not least in that blend of roots is Balm of Gilead, which is an oil you cannot even buy from Young Living on its own. So I wanted to know, what is it? Again, it's from a resin of a tree in the Arabian Peninsula. And what's interesting, it's even alluded to in the Bible. In Jeremiah 8:22, it says, "Is there no balsam in Gilead, no healer? Why have my people not been restored to health?" So balsam of Gilead is the same as balm of Gilead. That's also in this blend of roots. So this actually is a good detoxer and good for your skin, besides all the rooting that this blend does together. So that was just a deep dive into the ingredients in the Roots collection. And this particular oil, we're taking a lot of time telling you about them, because why would 2 oils cost $199? That's what I wanted to know. What is so special about these oils? So you can buy them individually. They're $110, but together they're $199. So let's go into the second part of the collection. Once we get ourselves rounded, like Rebecca said, that Roots oil is made to be put on the bottoms of your feet before you go to bed. But then when you get up and you want to fly, Wings comes in. So the Wings oil is for mornings. The Wings oil is to help you be positive and clear in your thinking. So this is one you want to put on your heart, like you would put joy. heart, your wrists, or your neck. So that's what you want to do with the wings oil. And this is for being brighter, clearer thinking to accomplish whatever is difficult. That's what wings is all about. You can diffuse both of these oils, but think about using roots more at night and wings more in the morning. In the wings collection, there's 5 trees, sorry, 5 flowers, 3 trees, 1 herb, and a citrus fruit. So we still have a lot of trees going on, but we have 5 flowers to brighten our thinking and brighten our emotions, brighten our day. What are the flowers in there? Geranium, lavender, ylang-ylang, rose, and German chamomile. So those are the oils that are in wings. Those are the flowers that are in there. And then we've got 3 trees. We've got Idaho blue spruce, sacred frankincense, and Northern Lights black spruce. This is an oil I absolutely always need, the Northern Lights black spruce. But this is in the get up and go oil that's going to get you moving. The herb that's in there is Melissa. Melissa is such a pricey oil. That's why I started running with this Hawaii contest, because I wanted Melissa. Melissa was being given away for free, and I haven't got it yet, but I did win that oil. So Melissa is a very special herb, and it's a really pricey oil, but it's also in that collection of the Wings blend. Angelica, again, is another herb that's in the Wings blend. And these help us release negativity. So think about that. You want to be more positive. The Wings to get up and go blend can help you do that. And then there's 1 citrus, there's tangerine in there. So that is basically what these 2 oils are for. I used them when I first got them and I put them on the back shelf. But now that I've gone into a deep dive into both of these oil blends, I will be using them again. But Rochelle might have a little something else she wants to add. I'm not sure if she does or not, but feel free if you want to, Rochelle.
So I did a little dive into the roots, and what resonated with me, I worked with young girls in the foster care system, and they were always being admonished to seek therapy. It helped them with whatever childhood trauma that they very well may have been going through. And part of that process is also journaling. And that was one of the key things that I noticed. Talked about there, the times that we're living in, they're quite difficult, very stressful. And Rebecca had talked about the way that we feel. And so sometimes we're encouraged, to write those feelings down. But you go through a process when you're also writing. And that's where the roots comes in. It helps to ground you and to be able to help you have a clear line of thinking so that you can connect with whatever it is that you're feeling, but then also have a pathway to get out of the valley, so to speak. One of the other things that also encourage, you don't necessarily have to go through it, by yourself. So whatever else that you very well may need to do, as far as support, you definitely want to do it. So a couple of things that did say, like say you're using, like Rebecca said, like on the bottom of your feet. If you choose to journal, it doesn't even really matter when you choose to journal, but let's say it was at night before you went to bed, so that maybe you can release some of the negative things that are weighing heavy on your mind, ID what the feelings are, so you can set those types of things aside. And we're always encouraged to do that anyway. From a spiritual perspective, don't hold on to it, release it. And that's what resonated with me, is that there's a tendency, it's like, oh, I let that go, I was gone. That's me personally, thinking that I released it, but I didn't. And that's where roots comes in, because it really helps you to really cut it and to let it go. And so that's part of grounding. You're standing there on the ledge, but you need to walk away. You can't stand there forever. You've got to get off the ledge at some point, and roots helps to ground you and get you off that ledge. So, so there's that. And then I want to share about wings, just one little tidbit, German chamomile. It's on my list. I've done Roman, but German has been on my list. And so one of the things about German chamomile is that it, of course, it's no longer originates in Germany, according to some of the research, but how just cracking the bottle open, inhaling, and that's one of the oils, I'm sorry, in the wings portion of the roots and wings. But it helps to dispel anger, stabilize your emotions, helps to release emotions, and then help to soothe and clear your mind so that you can create an atmosphere of peace and patience. So you start the night off, you journal, you know, you meditate, you do what you need to do, right? Then you wake up in the morning and you want to start your day off in a better frame of mind because now you have cut it and you let it go. But now you want a clearer, brighter perspective. So that's one of my little tidbits about that's one of the oils. And now I know that Melissa is also in there. So yeah, so now German chamomile will continue to be on my list, but definitely the Roots and Wings collection will have to kind of bump it back a little bit.
Nice, nice. Well, we want to thank you guys all for popping on here tonight. And if anybody has any questions for any of us, feel free to let us know. And we're here, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this recording off.